Hello. Let's see if it gets there. Let's see if it happens.
Yeah. Looks like it's got. I see a bar
maybe so.
loading up. Redirecting to YouTube. Hey, I see YouTube.
Show a face.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Hey.
Looks fine.
Oh, my hair looks big. I like that.
All right.
All right. Hey.
Just 15 minutes.
Cool. Sorry we're a little bit late. Yes. Oh, no.
Yeah, technical difficulties.
Little shiny. We're a little shiny. It's kind of hot. It's like 83 degrees. So,
And in my apartment, it only has so many windows in it. It's a lot more.
yeah, you know, it happens. But hey, guys.
It's okay. We're glowing. It's not sweat. It's a glow.
It's glisten.
Listen.
Yes. So, we're doing coffee today.
Hey.
Hopefully you had a chance to listen to the episode. But today is all going to be about coffee liqueur.
No, I don't need that.
Oh, do you need that? What do you need? No?
I don't need that. Sorry.
Okay.
False alarm. False alarm. Yes. So today we are talking coffee liqueur. We made our own. This is my special house-made coffee liqueur.
Mm-hmm. That's tailor-made.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yes.
I like that. So for mine, I got to be a nerd about both the alcohol that I put in it and the coffee I put in it, and the spices that then would match the alcohol and the coffee that I put in it. So this is just there will be a companion video to this that will show you the step-by-step to make it, but I will walk you through what I did real fast.
Because you're here. Hello.
Yes. So I actually, it's funny, I didn't realize this. I've used this in one of my tools for a while, but I actually used this coffee, this Peruvian from Brooklyn Roasting Company, because it has some nice like caramel kind of like baked cookie notes. I knew I was going to use rum, and some of my favorite flavor notes in rum are like found in agricoles and funky Jamaican rums.
You get that funky rum.
Yeah, it's like that really like, you know, it's like a ripe banana.
Yeah.
And like kind of the grassy notes. I really wanted to like focus on rums that had those flavors and then back it up with the coffee I chose and the spices. So I was going for like a banana bread coffee cake thing.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
That sounds really good.
So we've got a medium roast Peruvian coffee that has those nice caramelly notes to it. The spices that I used are cardamom, nutmeg, and a little bit of clove, like just a little bit in there with my coffee. And then I cold brewed my coffee into a blend of rums. The rum blend I used was a rum agricole, a Jamaican rum, Jamaican white rum, and then I also used Mount Gay Black Barrel, which is a Barbados rum.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that sat overnight, strained everything out, and I hit it with equal parts of a vanilla demerara syrup.
Ooh.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on in this. Proof-wise, it comes down to about 25% because that Ray and Nephew, the Jamaican rum I use, is 63%. Yeah. It'll light on fire, but easily.
Maybe straight.
Yeah. So I wanted this to be in the realm of like a Kahlua or a Tia Maria. So I wanted to get close to 20%. Usually when I make coffee liqueur for myself, I let the percent stay up a little higher, go a little bit more coffee, a little less sweet. But I wanted a recipe that mimics what you're used to buying in the store. So, all right. This is the final product.
Yeah,
I'm really happy with this.
It's beautiful.
So what cocktails are you making tonight?
So tonight we're gonna be making. Which one are we gonna be making? The big one first.
The big one.
Oh, the big
Lebowski one. It's like, well, they're both pretty average size, really. That's not a big one.
I wasn't trying to give anything away.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to be making a White Russian, and then a little bit later we're going to be making a Revolver.
Yes. So that's one of the modern classics that involve coffee liqueur. But of course, first we're gonna get our dude on.
Yeah, let's get the dude on. We thought about wearing robes for this, just like bathrobes, and then we realized it's 83 degrees, so maybe not. Maybe not this time.
We would just reflect the ring light back at you so strongly with our sweat. You would be blinded. Yes. The traditional proportions I was taught were always like 2 ounces vodka, 1 ounce coffee liqueur, 1 ounce cream. I've seen some people do equal parts across the board. For me, I like a little bit more coffee flavor, especially because we've got this really nice coffee liqueur. So I'm gonna up my coffee liqueur a little bit. I'm gonna do 2 ounces vodka, 1.5 ounces of coffee liqueur to 1 ounce of cream.
Okay.
It's a simple drink, and there's, how if you like your drink a little bit creamier or a little bit sweeter or a little bit drier, that's totally up to you. These are the proportions I like. And usually I'm very, I don't want to say I'm anti-vodka, but
Not in this house.
I'm a little anti-vodka. But in this case, I actually would argue that vodka is the right choice for this drink versus something that would introduce another flavor, because there's so much going on in the liqueur, and it's already pretty thick and sweet. Your creamer is going to be thick and sweet. The vodka is really just kind of thinning everything out and opening everything up to like a drinkable level. So you could sub in like a bourbon or something else here if you wanted to get creative. But I think vodka is the right choice for White Russian.
All right, and that's the part that makes it Russian, right?
It's true. Yeah, they have a bunch of other names for it. If you put something else in other than vodka, it's I don't know. It's all whatever the base. Yeah, whatever the base spirit is, wherever it comes from. It's a white this. It's a white that.
All right.
It's all kind of weird. All right. So, and you could stir this and pour it in a separate glass, but I'm gonna make it dude style and just build it in the glass, throw ice, and it's ready to go.
Are you gonna eyeball it like the dude does?
I'm not gonna eyeball it. I am gonna jigger it. Okay. All right. So since I've got this coffee liqueur in front of me, I'll start with that.
All right.
Now I'm gonna half of my coffee liqueur.
Very nice. Very nice.
Cute. Since I'm a vegan and Liz puts up with me, I've got this coconut creamer that I'm going to be using.
I like coconut creamer. You know what? The real deal milk is a little tough on my tummy.
Yeah.
So I like milk alternatives too. And Khalifa's great. They make a lot of great stuff.
Yeah, this one's really good. And they have a vanilla version of this that's really yummy. I didn't want to add even more flavor to this, so I got the regular, but
oh my. All right. I like how frothy it is.
It is. I would say because this is a little thinner than cream. And notice just in the color, like it comes out a lot darker than usually. You could add a little bit more of this, but I want you to taste the liqueur.
I want to
so
taste
hard on it.
I think you do. I want to.
Good.
All right, and now the Russian part.
Yeah, this is that. Yeah. So I'm gonna do 2 ounces of vodka. Just using the side I put my cream in to rinse out the rest of it.
Yeah, I do that a lot. Yeah, I mean, if you were behind a bar and you had the bar mat underneath you, then you probably wouldn't be worrying about that. But I do that a lot at home. I use the same side so I can rinse it out.
Yeah, because usually if I'm using, even when I'm behind the bar, if I'm using like a thick, like a cream or like a puree, I always make that my first ingredient just so I can then rinse it out with all of the other things that I put in my jigger as I build the drink. Yeah, because then you get it all in there too, Yeah. All right, so it's all in my glass. I'm just gonna throw some ice in there and kind of give it a stir. You could garnish this if you wanted to. I've never seen a traditional White Russian garnish. I thought about being cute and like grating chocolate on top of this, but
sure,
felt wrong.
If you wanted to, you could. You're in your house. You can do what you want.
Grate some chocolate on top. Put some whipped cream on there. Just do a drizzle of chocolate syrup in the glass to, get that TGI Fridays feel.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
A little mudslide action. Well,
extract this without
gonna stir it.
Yeah, it's pretty well incorporated. I'll give it a little stir. Okay.
Load it up for everybody to see.
So there is our White Russian. Our coffee, boozy, creamy goodness.
Yes.
Split this between our. What did you pick for me? Oh, I've got Jack Skellington.
I gave you a little spoopy one.
Little spoopy.
I just got a cute blue one.
I think I saw my mom's in the chat. Mom knows this tea pattern. This is the one that Mom will have when we're trying it. I found one cup that had it, and I bought it.
Nice. Very nice.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right, let's check in with the chat. How y'all doing tonight?
How's everybody doing? You know what? I think your mom's here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think your mom said something about the Hibiscus Margarita.
Oh yes.
What did she say? Was it farther up? No, I'm just blind. That's it.
Oh, you made your okay. So yeah, I made a while ago. I made a hibiscus jalapeno margarita for the fam, and now now they're all making it, which is great.
It was to replicate one that Sid had
at Disney.
In Disney, okay.
Yeah, so it was a Disney replica. Although I guess I don't know how, like, it's hibiscus margarita, but I guess Disney's isn't pink, and I don't know how you have something be hibiscus and not come out pink, because hibiscus is super concentrated color-wise. I think mine's better than Disney's.
I liked it.
I don't know. But yeah, so I'm glad. So that's what my mom's drinking tonight.
Mickey Mouse is gonna come after you now.
Oh no! Alrighty. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
My last drink before Mickey finds me.
Before the mouse slaughter. Yeah. Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I need to just sip on this.
But this is what I really like about this particular rum blend is you do get like that kind of banana ester note at the end. But because of everything else, the nuttiness and the caramelly notes and the spices, it does kind of taste like banana bread.
I get that. Yeah. I love it.
And I mean, it's not real because that's what I think the bottle is over there. I want to show you the rums that I use. The Ray and Nephew's right there. So this is what I'm talking about, the super funky Jamaican rum.
Super funky.
This is not an expensive product. It's pretty cheap. It's super overproof. It's 63% alcohol, so you can infuse into it really rapidly. And as far as like adding, I mean, I would not make a cocktail with this solely. This is kind of one of those rums that you always want to blend with because it's so aggressive. But as a flavor note, it's so good. It literally just tastes like ripe bananas and cloves, and I really love this rum. Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome. It's just like
you have to get your nose you have to give some space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a lot of heat on that.
And from this far away, it smells lovely. If I put my face in there, it would be disastrous. Mm-hmm. But that was beautiful. Yeah, well, and then another one you used was...
Oh, yeah, I used the Mount Gate Black Barrel. This was the bulk of it. So there was 2 parts this, 1 part the Ray Nephew's, 1 part the rum barber court. Yeah, that's it. Mount Gate Black Barrel it's one I've worked with a lot. I did some brand deals with them for a long time, so I'm near and dear to this product. It's a blend of pot still rum and column still rum, so it kind of has qualities of both. It's got some nice heaviness to it, some like heavy molasses notes, but it is aged in, charred pre-used bourbon oak barrels. So it doesn't have that kind of like smoky, roasty, a little bit drying bourbon note to it. And then rum. This is a sugar cane rum, so it's like an agricole style rum.
Oh, nice.
But it's aged in French limousine, so it's going to back up the kind of barrel notes we get from the black barrel, but also bring that quality that is unique to agricole rum, which is a really bright, grassy, like very fresh, nice taste.
Would you? Could you explain to me what is French limousine? What is that?
It's a kind of oak. It's
a wood.
Yes.
Okay.
it's a kind of barrel that's used, I think, usually for cognac. That's what you use to age cognac in. Cool. So it might even be aged in previous cognac barrels. If I'm not mistaken.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's aged in a French limousine. They just drive around in that limousine for 10 years.
I had no frame of reference, so I was like, Maybe.
You
Maybe.
know,
I don't know.
with as finicky as the French can be about how they make things, and for good, like that's why you get a lot of really good shit from the French. But you just that's how you slightly jostle the barrels. You could only get proper aging in the back seat of a limousine. Maybe.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Either questions, comments.
Yes. Hello, everyone. It is so nice to be back. Woo! There it is.
I really want to commend who said they used to make white Russians with yoo-hoo.
Ooh,
Cream. That sounds great.
wow.
I love that idea. A+ idea.
A+. Oh, what about a small grating of nutmeg for the garnish?
Oh, nutmeg would be awesome on this. I should have thought of that.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, you could do that. Is there nutmeg in the coffee liqueur that you made?
Yes, there's nutmeg in the coffee liqueur, but
nice.
fresh nutmeg, it's more for the nose than anything. It's such a natural pairing with rum. It's a great idea.
Nice. Ooh, I mean, this isn't what this episode's about coffee, but I like that we're talking about margaritas in this chat, and prickly pear margarita, prickly pear jalapeno margarita. Ooh,
okay,
nice.
That sounds great. What is? I've never worked with prickly pear.
It's like the cactus fruit, right? I think it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like when you think of the cactus, and
like
then there's like the pink part of the cactus that looks like it looks like cactus, but it's just pink. Okay. That's like a fruit. Or I could be making that up. Someone correct me. Yes. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's what a prickly pear is. That's what I mean. It would make sense. It'd be prickly.
Interesting.
I think it looks like part of the cactus, but it's the fruit of the cactus.
Okay, good to know. Prickly pear fruit. Okay,
prickly pear fruit.
Question.
Blue the bear likes it. Yes.
Oh,
yes. I remember that part of the Jungle Book. Very good.
How vital is caffeine in coffee liqueur cocktails? I love caffeine, but I can see people not wanting extra caffeine while out at night and drinking.
Could you make it with decaf coffee?
You could make it with decaf coffee. Now, I would say you're not getting that much caffeine in your coffee. If you're using coffee liqueur, so for this, I brewed it based on the measurements that I use for cold brew. So that's 3/4 a cup of coarse ground coffee to 4 cups of water is the cold brew method, to rum is the method that I use. So the actual amount of caffeine you're getting in one of these cocktails is there's an ounce in there, but it's cut 50% with sugar. So you're getting half an ounce of coffee basically per drink. All right. So there's not a lot of caffeine in this when you mix it with other stuff. But if you have, I know some people have allergies to caffeine or just no tolerance whatsoever. I was about to say, if you're pregnant, if you're pregnant, don't do this. Don't do any of this.
There you go.
But if you're super concerned about caffeine, I think you could definitely try it with decaf coffee. Decaf coffee is made in a really artificial way.
Really?
You basically chemically strip the caffeine out of the beans.
Okay.
And that takes the flavor with it too. And then you put flavor back in the bean, so it's kind of an artificial process. If decaf coffee is your thing, that's fine. I am not a just before decaf kind of person. Nobody should think that intensely about anything that has to do with a tasty beverage. No. None of it's that serious. If decaf's your thing, that's great. And you can totally make this recipe with decaf coffee. Now I've seen a lot of people, just because it kind of has a similar earthiness, drink rooibos tea instead of decaf coffee.
Oh,
they're not a 1-to-1 flavor ratio. There's a different flavor there, but I think you could probably, and I was thinking about this, the same kind of build, you could do a tea base too, and make a really cool tea base liqueur this way. And you could maybe use a tea base that has no caffeine, or maybe a chai, a non-caffeinated chai.
Yeah.
So you could do this with a different tea base or a decaf, and it would work out fine.
I was gonna say the Rubius, like, it'll also give you a really cool color.
Yeah.
It's red.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true. So yeah. If you absolutely wanted to avoid the caffeine, yeah, you totally could.
Actually, a chai White Russian sounds really cool.
Oh yeah, and I mean, you really just get a decaf chai and infuse that into your rum blend, and then mix that with a vanilla syrup. So you wouldn't even have to worry about the spices because chai is going to have that in there. So you could totally, like, it obviously wouldn't have the coffee flavor, but if you're trying to avoid coffee anyway, just avoid it.
Sure.
Because decaf coffee does have a little bit of caffeine in it, so.
Oh, trade secrets.
It's true. I think they say it on the bag or the box.
Oh, they do?
Most of the time, yeah.
I feel like people would overlook that. They'd hear decaffeinated and think it was.
I mean, it's been chemically decaffeinated.
It's just not devoid of caffeine.
Yeah.
It's okay. All right. I didn't realize that. That makes sense because, well, yeah. I mean, that just makes me think of all the times that I've been in restaurant service and someone has like been like, this needs to be decaf coffee. I cannot have any caffeine. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. It's decaf. And, but then that just means they're kind of full of shit. Maybe.
Yeah.
If they can't have any caffeine and they're having decaffeinated coffee, they're still having some caffeine.
Yes, and I would say, I mean, it's a nominal amount. It's a very low amount. But if you can drink a cup of decaf coffee, maybe this is a good comparison. If you can drink a cup of decaf coffee, then the amount of caffeine that you're going to get diluted in this specific coffee liqueur. But I don't think this is dissimilar from the amount of caffeine you'd find in most. If anything, mine might have a little bit more because it's properly brewed. I would say like in Kahlua or Tigre. Now this is not official, but I feel like it's at least similar caffeine levels.
Okay. To a cup of decaf coffee.
No, to even less.
Oh,
it would be less.
Yeah.
The amount in breakdown, I think it would be less. So,
okay.
But ultimately, if it's something that might make you sick, I would say avoid it altogether.
True.
You never know.
Yeah. That's always play it safe.
Yeah.
Always play it safe.
It's not worth it for a drink. There are 1,000 ways you could make this without caffeine and make something cool. I'm in love with the idea of a chai liqueur now.
Oh, that sounds great. I think we should do that sometime. It's just like a weird offshoot thing. This question. Speaking of cold brew, if you have an Anova cooker, I'm not familiar with this, but you can brew cold brew in 2 hours.
Is that
nice.
the sous vide? Somebody tweeted at me about a sous vide
coffee
technique.
Oh, is that what that is? That sounds great. I know people who have sous vides love their sous vides. They do everything in it.
Yeah.
Travis has.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Odin Advocate has a great point. Super coarse ground coffee is the best grind for cold brew. That's absolutely true. Surface area for coffee infusion is the reason we use coarse ground for long infusion is because it's going to sit in the liquid longer, so you have less surface area. Less surface area, so it's going to infuse slower. That's why for espresso we use a super fine grain, because that water is going to shoot through that espresso really quickly, and it's going to have very minimal surface contact. So you want as much surface as possible, as little grains as possible. Think of like water going through sand. You want to pick up as much of it as possible. Whereas when you have a long infusion time, a coarse grain is going to allow it to infuse over a longer period of time and in more subtle ways. You don't need it to be super fast, because there are parts of coffee that you don't want to break down that taste kind of gross, especially when heat's involved. That's the whole reason we like cold brew over hot brew, is that heat breaks down certain molecules in the coffee bean that can tend to taste a little bitter, a little off. And so when you cold brew something, the heat is the necessary element to break down those bittering elements. So without the heat, you're not going to break those things down. Now, it still will get bitter if you leave it too long, but you're not introducing the heat, which is going to molecularly release those agents that make them taste bitter.
Coffee science.
Coffee science.
Whoa.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Joe is asking, Tay,
Wow.
given your feelings on espresso makers, what do you think of percolator espresso versus machine espresso?
When it comes to, if you're talking like at home machines, it's hard to get a good one without throwing down a lot of money. Percolators, the way that a percolator works is you're basically heating up the water to shoot it upwards through the espresso, which is using a lot higher temperature than an espresso machine, which is just shooting hot water down through it. Like you're not physically having to almost evaporate the water. So you are getting a higher temperature, which is going to heat your coffee more, which is going to release more of those bitter compounds when you're heating the water up through the coffee. That doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just, you typically like, those little like silver dudes, stovetop things. Yeah. That's a very like strong, very bitter coffee. And I mean, if that's your thing, that's fine. We kind of, just as much as with booze as with coffee, we've developed a palate in like the modern renaissance of coffee that we think is right, and everything outside of it is wrong. And I think it's just taste. Like some people like super roast kind of bitter coffee. If that's your thing, that's your thing. I usually like the heated, like downward espresso machines where the water temperature is controlled, because you don't have the high temperatures that necessarily it takes to shoot the water up through the coffee.
Yeah, I think that nowadays, like with so many options we have for like so many people drink coffee with milk because we have more options to drink it with milk. So the bitterness doesn't really factor in if you're just going to be adding milk and sugar to it anyway. But I drink black, if it's good coffee, I love black coffee.
Yeah.
But I can't I can't just drink any black coffee.
Well, you know what I mean? It's like making good coffee at home. You don't need fancy equipment for that. Like you can use a French press, you can use a pour over. Espresso is a little different just because it's typically that kind of high temperature pressurized situation that gives you that crema on top. That's the other thing. It's like when you shoot that hot water through the coffee, you get that nice buildup of like oily cream on top, and you really don't get that. You don't really get that with a percolator. It's hard to get that any other way. But I mean, I enjoy the kind of roasty, dark, super intense flavor you get from a percolator. Me personally.
Yeah.
This is a cool bit of history, unrelated to booze. Here's some coffee history. If you've ever seen those espresso machines, you see them in Little Italy, like the big like domes with the eagle on top.
Yeah.
So that is an old school espresso machine that has one heater in it, one heating element, and that heating element both heats the espresso, the water that's coming through the espresso, and also the steam wand, the thing that's steaming the milk. Now, the problem with that is that one temperature has to be so high that it can steam the milk. So that's why the espresso is typically a lot hotter than it should be and gets burned.
Okay.
A big innovation in the world of coffee making was the development of a double boiler espresso machine, which is what you'll see like a La Marzocco or the high-end machines you see in most coffee shops. Like they're using two boilers. So there's one heating element that's heating the steam wand. There's one heating element that's heating the espresso, and the espresso is kept at a different temperature than the steam wand. But then that's where I'm just kind of like, yeah, you could say that the second one is better because it doesn't heat the espresso, but it's just it changes the taste significantly, and that's why the history of getting like the lemon twist with your espresso, it cuts the bitterness
on the little spoon.
Yeah, and that's why like a lot of old Italian places will give you the lemon twist with your espresso because they're using a single boiler system, which makes a much more bitter espresso. But then you balance it out with the lemon and it balances out the bitterness. So
I had no idea.
I hesitate to say that, okay, this is the two boiler system is ultimately better than the one boiler system because it's just a different style. And then those people that work with the machine have found a really cool nuanced coffee cocktail, if you will, a way of balancing off an element. So
I love that.
Yeah, but if you walk into a cafe and you see that eagle and that big dome, just know maybe you want the lemon twist. Did somebody ask about? Oh, there's a question about rum. Who asked about rum? Are you asking me if I use Ray and Nephew? Because I did.
Yes. The Jamaican rum that they used was Ray and Nephew. There was a Barbados rum, Mount Gay, and then the Haitian.
The agricole was a Haitian rum, and then the black barrel is the Barbados. How do you feel about Turkish coffee?
I don't know if I've had like authentic Turkish coffee, but I've had a lot of Greek coffee, which they will tell you was stolen from them.
Oh, really?
But Turkish people will say the same about Greek coffee.
But when we were doing our research, the Ottoman Empire were some of the first people to have coffee, and they spread it through Europe. So
but it depends upon but the preparation kind of was an experiment. So because the thing that makes it Turkish coffee or Greek coffee is the preparation, and that's different than the way that we drink coffee. So it's kind of hard to say who was doing that first, because it was just this coffee kind of swept the region, the Mediterranean being part of that. But I don't know. I do not have I don't have a bull in this fight, but I worked at a Greek restaurant, and I had Greek coffee, which is very similar to Turkish coffee, if not the same. But I won't say that. I didn't say that. If anybody who cares is listening, but I grew accustomed to it. I grew to like it. I did not like it the first time that I had it.
You had it with the ground on the bottom, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's because I don't think I've ever had coffee at a Greek restaurant, but when I was in Turkey, I had a lot of Turkish style coffee, and it's something else. I mean, it's got a texture to it.
It's very thick and frothy, and then at the bottom is the grounds. It's just there are grounds at the bottom. You don't drink those, but it's just meant to be you sip what's on the top, and then it's done, and it's very it's served in a very small
cup. I love those glasses. I want a Turkish Greek coffee set really badly, just with tiny cups.
So cute.
Yeah, and they can make it really sweet too. There's the sweetness level is really important to it. I liked it not sweet at all, but I liked it a lot.
I needed it to be sweet.
It felt like a kind of a weird meal to me. There's a lot of substance there. I will say it's when I was in Turkey, the people I was staying with, it's custom. I guess you read your coffee grounds.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's a bit of a trick, because here's the thing: coffee grounds leave a circle in your glass. And both times that someone read my coffee grounds, they said, "Oh, it's a ring. You're gonna get married." I think it's a thing that old ladies just do to young people to be you should get married. There's a ring in your glass. It's a round glass, ma'am.
I love that.
I think someone also asked about Vietnamese coffee. That's super
I haven't tried
sweet, milky one, right? I usually stay away from very sweet, milky coffee drinks, but I think that's what that is.
Like a Thai.
Oh, maybe I'm confusing them.
I mean, I haven't had Vietnamese. No. Yes. Actually, there's a Vietnamese place by my apartment that has the Vietnamese chai iced tea, which is basically. Or they do. I think they do Vietnamese coffee. But yeah, no. It for me, because I growing up, I didn't have a lot of. There wasn't a lot of Vietnamese places around where I lived, but there was at least a few Thai places. So I think it's it is that similar. It's super sweet, milky preparation. But I don't think that I've actually had that, so I can't say for sure. But when I could drink milk comfortably, I was super into it. It's lovely.
I will say I don't actually know. I won't say that I don't like milky sweet coffee drinks. I feel like I don't know, I'm not supposed to. That's just a stigma, I think. A real coffee drinker drinks black coffee. But man, sweet, creamy coffee is good. Drew, I have not heard. Drew Harder says you see that there's now Jägermeister cold brew coffee. I have not heard of that, but oh my God, I want to try it.
Yeah, I do.
That sounds great. I don't even understand that. So cold brew brewed into Jägermeister?
Cold brew Jaeger coffee liqueur.
Oh, it's a liqueur. Oh, that
Wow.
okay. Good job, Jaeger.
Oh, Odin Advocate said they recommend a pinch of salt.
Oh, it blocks the bitter receptors of the tongue. I feel like I've heard that before.
Yeah,
That's
I do
fascinating.
that on my grapefruit.
Oh, you salt your grapefruit.
I don't put any sugar on my grapefruit. I just put a little salt.
Oh,
Yeah,
like that.
it does. It cuts the bitterness, or
Wow.
it balances the bitterness. I've never tried salt in coffee though.
Hmm.
That's interesting.
That's a really good tip.
Yeah, you don't want salty coffee, not too much.
I might. I don't know. I did get a salted caramel can of coffee the other day, and it was very I was surprisingly salty. But
Oh, salted caramel. That sounds great.
all right. Any other questions? Should we move on to our next drink?
I think
Our
we
next
should.
imbibement?
We should. I'm gonna dump the ice of this in there.
Oh, wait. Oh, it has chicory. Is that the Vietnamese?
Coffee with chicory and sweetened condensed milk. Oh, if that's
New
if that's
Orleans
the
style.
Vietnamese one,
Also
then
that.
that sounds great.
Oh, are we talking about New Orleans coffee now?
Oh, wait. Turkish coffee. I have to go
Maybe
back up and
Vietnamese
see.
and New Orleans. I know chicory as being used in New Orleans style coffee, but perhaps it's used elsewhere. I think it was used originally as a bulking agent during like wartime shortages, and then it just caught on as something people liked.
Oh, well, maybe that is a Vietnamese thing. Okay.
Cool. All right. Let's see. What do we got?
Let's see. Yes, chicory coffee with finesse. Yes.
Oh man. I went to New Orleans for my 30th birthday, and I had chicory coffee and beignets with that. What's Café du Monde?
Oh yeah.
And everything's like, oh, it's gonna be a tourist trap. It's gonna be bullshit. And it's just, even if it is, it's just good enough that you put up with all of the tourists and the quick service and everything. I can't wait till we can go places again. All right, let's make the next drink.
Yeah. Well, we can't go places, but we can drink places in our imagination.
Well, I looked so desperate, and I was just trying to make to put the ice in that glass. There was just melted water, I promise. You're gonna put your ice in there.
I did. I already did.
Oh, no, that was your ice.
That was my ice.
Oh, look at you, ahead of the curve. All right, so for the next drink, we're gonna make that. If you listen to the episode, I talked about it. It's a modern classic, if you will. It's the Revolver, named so because it's originally made with bullet bourbon. However, I am not making it with bullet bourbon for reasons. Bullet bourbon had some weird stuff where they hid their gay daughter, and they've tried to make up for it since then, but they did cut it out of the company.
That wasn't nice.
We saw that. They're other bourbons, Yeah. We see you, Bullet.
We saw that.
Yeah.
Don't think we didn't see that.
So bummer for them, but luckily there's Four Roses, which as far as I know, hasn't been outwardly homophobic, which, we're talking bourbon. Sorry, that's the best we can hope for.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you haven't let us, if there's no available information about your bigotry, then we're gonna assume that yes, that's fine.
I met the owners, and this is not shade on Wild Turkey, but maybe a little bit. But I met the owners of Wild Turkey many years ago, and you're ready to repeat. And it was at a training class, a really cool like small training class that I was invited to, and it was probably like 2/3 like non-male identifying people in the class.
Okay.
And the owner commented, "It is so nice to see so many young ladies comfortable drinking in public." And I was like, "What? Are you from
the 19th century,
sir?" And it was like he was really proud of us. Like, yeah, feminism.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, he came to the big city and he got a smack in the face of new age information. There he goes.
Yeah. But hey, you know what? At least he was happy for us. At least he was like, "What's going on here? Is this a coven?" Basically.
Yes.
There's
some bitterness in that glass.
All right. So a Revolver is orange bitters, bourbon, and coffee liqueur. I'm going to do 2 dashes of orange bitters, ½ ounce of coffee liqueur, and 2 ounces of bourbon. This is kind of, I guess it's sort of old-fashioned adjacent ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say so. Sure.
Gonna stir it, and I don't think you can see. It's a chocobo glass.
Chocobo.
You can't see the chocobo.
Wait,
It's engraved. Oh, maybe. It's a Mughal writing of chocobo, as they do.
Maybe I picked it up against the
Well,
black,
I
maybe.
think.
Can you
I
see?
like that you chose the Kazuo Ueda cocktail techniques. It's one of my favorite cocktail books. It's by one of the Japanese masters of cocktailing, but it has this philosophy in it. I swear I'll get back to the cocktail in 1 second. But it has this philosophy in it about how you shouldn't just consider the ingredients in your cocktail to taste good, but when you're making custom cocktails for customer, you should consider what they're wearing and their attitude and make a cocktail that complements both their aesthetic and their emotions. Oh, which I love.
So
Stories of him meeting a woman in a beautiful blue dress and making a cocktail to complement the beautiful blue color of her dress. That's the bar that I want to run, where I'm I'm going to feel your aura and I'm going to look at your fashion and I'm going to make you a drink.
I like that there's just a subtitled on here. It just says in very small print, tender.
Yes. Tender cocktails. They are tender. I love that.
I love it. That's, you know what? That's just magical.
It's good. So I'm actually going to make 2 in here because that
Okay.
glass pours shy. So, and then there's 1.
It's a little shy.
I'm making double just because.
Make a double. So
We're
normally
gonna split it.
you would do 2 ounces of bourbon here, but we're doing Coarse. We're making 2.
And then, so 2 dashes of orange bitters, 2 ounces of bourbon of your choice that's not homophobic, and a ½ an ounce of coffee liqueur. I'm going to use 1 ounce, as Liz said, I'm making 2.
Yes. At the very least, make sure your bourbon is not homophobic.
At least hourly. So I don't want to make any assumptions about distilleries in the South. I don't know their stories, and I'm not gonna draw conclusions. But when someone puts it right out there for you, you kind of gotta go
That's hard to ignore.
I had to fight. I got it removed from the bar I was working at the time, and I had to fight for that. I had to explain to the owners why the only way I got them to agree to it is because I sold them on the fact that everybody else in the neighborhood was doing it and we would look bad. They didn't care that it was homophobic. They cared that it might make them look bad to our clientele. So, hey, I don't work there anymore.
Well, stirs drink.
Look at this little skull. He spins around. Hey, everybody, I'm making a drink. Hey, everybody, let's not drink.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
There we go. And
I'm going to strain this into my fancy coupe.
here she goes. So pretty.
And now, the only thing that makes. Did I not bring a knife? I didn't bring a knife.
Oh, no.
I
I gotta get a knife.
I did that. Nope, I didn't.
You'd think there'd be a knife around here somewhere. There's so many things.
I need a good little paring knife. Use my kitchen knives. The only thing better than a cocktail is a cocktail you get to set on fire. Ah, this cocktail involves fire.
Yes. We love it. We love it. Oh, you're gonna cut one for me too?
Yeah.
How kind of you.
Part of it, then you get to set something on fire.
I love setting things.
I don't want to have a lot of fun.
Thinking of me, I love setting things on fire.
So this is I got a organic orange. It was very young. I don't know how good the oils are going to be, but I'm going to warm the peel up a little bit, and then I'm going to expel it over the drink to get those nice roast toasty oils over it.
Mm-hmm.
So just warming it up to kind of get the oils loose, and then okay, decent. Cool. All right. Twist it and run it around the rim.
Cute.
I love a flamed peel for any drink that involves like scotch or mezcal, or in this case, they're definitely trying to play with like the roasty qualities of the the original rye they used, the Bullet, is a high rye bourbon, so kind of goes with that kind of spiciness.
Oh, I see the oils on top there.
See this?
I can see them.
Smells so good.
I want to show you.
Show it.
Very pretty.
That's a revolver.
Now I'm going to smell it. That smells great.
That's
Smells lovely.
Right
Here.
Oh, there's a little bit left in here. I don't know if I split it quite 1 to 1.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. All right. Are you gonna? Because I want to set one on fire.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. You say, oh,
And we sew together, then we won't know. And then you can set one on fire and it's fine.
great. That sounds
You get
good.
Extra fire.
I want extra fire.
Yes.
Thank you.
So warm it up first.
Okay. So I warm it up, and then I twist it while I do it.
You want to light the fire and twist. Yeah, you want to expel the oils over the fire.
Oh no.
Squeeze. Oh, you
Oh.
squeezed it before. That's all right.
Oops.
You got a little bit.
I messed it up.
You didn't mess it up.
Messed it up.
No. Do you
I
want to?
squeezed it too much. Oh. Maybe if I squeeze this part. Well, I had fun, so there we go.
Well, cheers.
Cheers. That's
Yeah.
lovely.
This is a really good drink.
That is lovely.
Yeah, and it doesn't. Coffee is a hard ingredient to work with in cocktails that you don't want to taste explicitly like coffee. But in this, it breaks down nicely where you kind of get the undertones of coffee,
Yeah.
but it doesn't taste like a coffee cocktail.
Right. Yeah. If I'm like it's definitely well, it's reminiscent, of course, of an old fashioned, and then it has those rich coffee notes if you're looking for it. It's very subtle still. I like it.
Yeah. I love it.
Yummy.
Oh,
Very nice. Should we go over to the comments?
yeah. Let's see what's going on.
Let's see. Dandelion root soda.
How do we get on dandelion?
I've never
Should I
had
taste
that.
before?
I think it's just suggestions.
Okay.
So I want to try dandelion root coffee.
Oh, yes. I've heard of this.
I haven't, but it sounds great.
I've used dandelion tea in cocktails before. I don't
Yes.
know if that, and that's based in the root. But
Dandelion tea is supposed to be really good for menstrual and uterine stuff. So if you've got a
There's
uterus,
that.
that
Eat
can
some
help you out.
dandelions.
Dandelion root soda sounds good.
Or jelly. Oh, I like all of this.
I want to do some I don't know, maybe we should do some kind of like foraging cocktail special.
I like that. I like that idea.
Yes.
I want a cocktail competition with a dandelion cocktail.
Oh,
So I think that was my first win.
really?
It was for Bulldog Gin, and I did Bulldog Gin, and I did a dandelion honey syrup with a cold brewed tea concentrate. What was it? It was a Cayman tea. So I did like a cold brew Cayman tea, but I did it like a double strength, and lemon, and I think that there was like an allspice bitter in there. But it was really
That sounds nice.
It was super cute. I served it in a teacup, like a really fancy.
Did you just say it was stupid cute?
It was super cute.
I love that.
Yeah. So I would love, but I love bringing elements in like that because I'm like anytime you can throw an ingredient in a drink that I haven't had in a drink before or that you're just not used to seeing, that's what gets me to order it.
Yeah.
Aloe, dandelion, like
Yes.
cactus. I'm like, oh, I need that.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I recently started following a forager on Instagram.
Oh, wow.
And I am very interested in it. I think that I need to go a little further out to be able to do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't forage on the streets of New York City.
No, and apparently, you just told me this. I had no idea. The things that grow out of the ground in New York, unless you specifically change your soil, treat your soil, could be toxic because the soil is toxic.
It's a lot. I mean, I know for at least the neighborhood that we live around, we're adjacent to the Gowanus Canal, which is one of the most polluted waterways in the world. So yeah, the ground soil is not great for growing things. You can, build boxes and put fresh soil over top and have gardens in your backyard. But I had a buddy that learned that the wrong way. You can't eat things from a garden that you grow in the back of your house if you live adjacent to the Gowanus Canal. That makes sense.
You know what? It's good to know. It's good to know.
Superpowers. You eat that cucumber, you become cucumber boy. Cucumber boy. Cucumber boy.
What is his powers?
Cucumbers. I don't know.
He's got cucumber arms.
Yeah. You can make pickles.
No hands.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Something's going on about zombies. I don't know what's going on about zombies in there. Oh, I would. Odin Advocate with LARPing for their 30th birthday. That sounds amazing.
That sounds great. Yeah. Go for it.
That sounds. I don't know. I think I might have taken that over New Orleans. New Orleans is pretty good, but zombies beat out New Orleans any day for this one.
Yes. Oh yes. Yeah. I mean, problematic liquors. I know they're out there. I think like it's nice to when a brand comes forward and says, "Hey, we're definitely not problematic, and we are very confident in that." That's nice, but.
One local one we talked about before that we know is okay because it's made by a bunch of queers.
Hey,
is Corgi.
Corgi
Distilleries in New Jersey. They do have they have bourbon, they have whiskey. I don't know if it's bourbon. It might just be whiskey.
Yeah. Because they mostly do gin.
Yeah, they have a lot of gin. They have vodka. They do have some brown spirits, but it's run by a bunch of gays. So that's nice.
And there are oh shoot, I can't think of the name of it, but there is like a kind of like, I don't know what you call it, like a organization that's like kind of like united in like the awareness of like, hey, we're like a queer owned distillery, kind of fit like all of the like queer brewing companies and stuff. Oh shit.
We should look into that. I thought there's
Pink Boots.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Pink Boots is the beer one. I mean, definitely like it's a searchable thing. I know that they're out there. The like more and more all the time, like they are like getting together and stuff. But if you search for it, you can find some that at least like, or yeah, I think the brewery, the beer one is called Pink Boots Society, and that's just like kind of like networked all of the queer owned beer operations. I don't know about, I think that would be interesting to look into distilleries for sure, because I know about Porgy. Hey, that's a great idea. If you know of like a local distillery or in your area that is queer owned, LGBTQ owned and operated, then let us know about that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, could you tweet out a link to that book later? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I've had that book for a couple of years. I think I got my copy on Amazon, but I'll try to find it somewhere better for you. And I'll tweet out the information anyway. Somebody asked, Michael asked, could I toss in more coffee if I want more coffee flavor?
Cool.
Are you saying for this specific drink or the coffee liqueur in general? Because for the coffee liqueur in general,
you could infuse your syrup element as well with coffee if you just wanted a coffee bomb. Adding like more coffee to the rum, it's only, I mean, you can extract more flavor if you wanted more coffee, but I would still kind of stick to that same like amount of like infusion.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you could totally, you could make the whole product and then throw in another like proportionary amount of coffee in there and let the coffee liqueur infuse with more coffee. So if that's what you wanted, there's still room for infusion. It's not like flavor molecules get too full up with coffee and go no more.
No more coffee.
Yeah, you could definitely add more coffee, and you could infuse. You're kind of only infusing half of your liquid with coffee in the recipe that I did. You can infuse all of it with coffee and get a more concentrated coffee flavor. And if you wanted more coffee flavor in this particular drink, then you could infuse your bourbon with coffee if you wanted to. If you just wanted all the coffee, you can infuse anything with coffee.
Anything.
But coffee and liquor tends to make things that just taste like coffee. Coffee takes over. I've done like coffee infused scotch and coffee infused bourbon before, thinking that I'm going to do something really smart with it, and then the end product is just coffee, which is fine if that's what you're going for.
A lady who does mimosa flower mimosas.
What?
That's cool. That's all the comment is. Michael says, I know a lady who does, because we were talking about foraging.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is cool.
All right.
Lots of foraging in the chat. I love it. Elderflowers.
Mutant Ninja cocktails. Yes.
Yes.
Cucumber Boy is my new favorite character in My Hero Academia. Mine too. How far did you get in My Hero Academia?
I got to the point that the English dubs weren't available.
Oh, right. We talked about this. We're at the same point.
I just got very attached to the English. The English dub was really good, and I got really attached to the voice actors. And I don't feel comfortable going forward with the sub, not because I don't like it, just because I like to watch anime while I like clean my room or I love looking at it, but I also need to be able to look away once in a while and still understand what's going on. So that's when I stopped. It was like, yeah, it was very close to when All Might is I don't know if we should talk about it. I don't think we should talk about it.
Okay.
But
do you have a favorite character so far?
Well, I love I don't know. I mean, like,
I don't have
I mean, like, it's dumb. Like, Denku is like the
I like people.
The main character. I love him because he's just so good and sensitive. Like, I kind of like, I feel like I mean, I love Steven Universe, so like, of course I love.
You like those soft boys.
I like the stuff because I think that it's really important to show sensitivity in little boys.
Yeah, no, totally.
Nice. I like how he like gets really emotional about things and like he cares and starts crying. I think that's great.
Try hard, man.
Yes.
That's my philosophy.
I love him. I do love him. And I love his relationship with that asshole.
Kachan?
Yes.
Bakugo? Yeah.
Oh, Bakugo.
Oh, I like Bakugo.
Of course.
Oh, of course I do.
No. He's a cool character. I like him. I like him too. And I like that because he's also like, he does care and he wants people to think he doesn't care. So, little emo boy. He doesn't know that he's emo, but he
gets better. He gets better as he goes.
Yes, of course.
Could I shot? Okay, the specific drink. Could I toss a shot of espresso in that cocktail? Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at something. Pete said he started watching Steven Universe this week. Season 4 is great. Listen, Steven Universe is my favorite thing ever.
This is true.
And I actually just recently watched the movie because it became available on HBO now, and I love it so much. This is how much I was having a conversation with a couple friends and a stranger who was like a stranger to me, just like someone who was like entered the conversation and then like started talking about Adventure Time in the Steven Universe, and like I felt like very defensive about it, and I think I was kind of mean about it because I was just not mean, just like looking back, I was like, I know my state of mind was like very defensive of like, no one loves Steven Universe as much as I do in this room, okay? And that's not a very Steven Universe stance to take.
Oh wow.
That's I'm a little bit ashamed of how I felt about it in that moment, but I just love it so much. I love it. I love it. I love it. Anyway,
I do want to. So Sarah, if you okay, I do want to make a note about the flamed orange peel. The part where I spray the orange over the open flame and get those heated flames over the drink, that looks cool. But if you've got a gas range stove and you warm up your peel just a little bit, if you don't have a lighter, but you warm up your peel a little over the flame and then expel it into your drink, you're still gonna get those roasty, toasty oil flavors in there.
Okay.
It looks cool to expel over an open flame, but the part where you're literally smoking the oils, it gets the job done.
So I still got oils in my drink.
Yeah, I mean, you got oils with an unheated peel, but when you move the lighter over your peel, you're warming up the oils and you're adding heat to them. So there's no magical thing that happens when they burn over your drink. It just looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
But to reiterate, Michael, yes, you could add more espresso to the revolver if you wanted a more coffee focused drink. You might want to. That's going to add a lot of bitterness, so you might want to counteract that with maybe a little bit more coffee liqueur. But then you'd be kind of moving into the realm of your own personal espresso martini, which I'm not against. I think that sounds great. You actually would be very adjacent. You'd be having a bourbon espresso martini at that point without the simple syrup, which is optional anyway. So that tracks. That is a drink that you made.
Nice. I just read the coffee bomb comment. I'm very into that. I'm very into that because when you said coffee bomb, it took everything in me not to be like
Coffee bomb.
Yes, nice. If you have a Runaways cover band, please send us that. I love that. Please send us. I would love to see that.
I like a friend once gave me coffee whiskey, and it was just both coffee and whiskey enough that I couldn't figure out how to use it. I mean, that's the thing. You can infusing coffee into a spirit is super easy to do. It's just that you have something that is very aggressive and very coffee. And no, I mean, you can stop there and just have just a self-destructive beverage. That's just called a cry for help, I think. And I've been there, so I'm not judging.
I love the variety of conversations that we're having in the chat.
We got subs, dubs, conversation,
actual like booze content. And I do agree. I think the sub dub argument, you're right. It's because they used to be so bad. And now they're great, especially, and they're redoing them. I mean, I really appreciate that they fixed the original Sailor Moon and put the gay shit back in. We love that.
They got better voice actors too. I don't want to say better. I think they okay, they're better. I don't like to judge people.
I don't know.
They sound a lot closer to the original voice actors.
Okay.
I think they tried to pick too many character actors, and that with the redub, it sounds closer to the original Japanese.
Okay, cool. I never watched the original dub, so I didn't know until you told me what was going on there.
Yeah, they were pretty iconic voices. I will say that the weird choices they made for those 1990s dubs.
Do you have any off the top of the noggin?
The voice they chose for Serena, Usagi's character, was just so like
she didn't scream, she yodeled. Like when she was like, it was just very like, whoa, I'm scared. I was like, what is this?
Oh no!
Who is she? What is she doing?
No.
It was a trip. And Luna had this like Angela Lansbury, like,
Really?
Sailor Moon, what are we? She had like a slight British accent.
Oh,
Like it was that was the whole thing. Like,
oh damn. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Anyway.
I'm glad I never went through that.
No choices. Choices were made.
Oh. Where are we now?
Talking about it. They're having great conversations about anime.
You guys are having a great old time.
Any other questions?
Any other?
Yes, I agree with you, Joe. It is like a bunch of friends meeting in a bar, and that makes me really happy.
I love that.
Like, there's conversations that we can like duck in and have an opinion, but I also just like that. Yeah, y'all are just talking.
Just having
great.
your own good time.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. Watch without betraying. Okay. I feel like I'm pretty neutral on the subs dub argument because I grew up without being able to watch a lot of those shows because we didn't have cable in my house growing up. So I watched a lot of PBS, which is great. I love Arthur to this day. but yeah, I didn't get all of, like the Nickelodeon. So I'm discovering a lot of this as an adult, and I love it just as much as I would have as a child. And I thank you for having me. Yes.
I mean that it's nothing. The new dub is essential because they're not cousins. What happened?
Yeah. When I heard about that was a little. I mean, like. Because right off the bat, the first season has the two demons that are gay lovers. That in the original they made one of them a lady.
Oh,
Nephrite.
No, not Nephrite. It's Zoisite and Kunzite.
Yes, them.
But I think that it's Malachite in the.
Well, I don't know what it was in the original, but that's what it is in the redub. It's Zoisite and Kunzite.
Yeah,
and they're both voiced by men, and they are male characters and obviously lovers. And I didn't know until I feel like that was like a year ago when I started watching that, and you were talking about it, and you told me that in the original English dub they made Kunzite.
Zoisite.
They made Zoisite a lady.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's better when they're gay. I just like that they're just evil gays. It's great.
It's better when they're gay.
And then it's like because Zoisite disguises himself as Sailor Moon, but it's also just Zoisite in like a costume. So it's like evil femme Zoisite in drag, and I love that. And he pulls it off so well that everyone believes him. That's lovely because he's beautiful. It's just better. It's just better.
I guess you're gonna need you need to record a sound file of the yodel that you just did. It's been requested.
The Sailor Moon, the Serena yodel needs to stay where it lies, and that's long lost on VHS.
Oh, that voice just.
I'm sorry I scared your dog.
Oh,
I do that.
I love that you have a foster pup, though. Good on you for having a foster pup. Take care of them. Take care of them puppies. Yes. Discord. We don't know anything about that.
Different designs for the wine glasses.
I don't know. If I had realized Tay already had a skeleton mug, I would have picked different design. Oh, what?
Wine glasses.
What wine glasses? Well, don't know what that means.
Well, Oh, well, you know what? Everybody's talking about anime, and I wanna at least can I talk about one of our new segments?
Yes.
It's it's gonna be an infrequent one, but we had a lot of fun talking about Shira on the podcast. But you all know I'm a giant nerd and I love cosplay, so Liz is coming willingly. Like Liz is joining me willingly. I'm not forcing Liz per se.
No, I like dressing up.
Yeah, but we're gonna be doing a fun, well, at least maybe once a month.
Yeah,
Cosplay is hard, but some fun like costume, and then coordinating drinks for the series that we're talking about. Videos for you in the coming months. So
yes,
keep an eye out for that.
And that will be Patreon content. And I recognize a lot of y'all as Patreons already. If you're not a Patreon though, you can always like $1 will give you any of the digital content that we put on our Patreon. So that includes live streams. So you'll have access to that if just at a $1 level. If you don't want to commit to like the tiers that we send you stuff, don't worry about it. You can join us there. So, but yeah, we are kind of switching up formats a little bit. We're gonna be in your Patreon doing some cosplay. So if you want to show up for that, come on over.
Yeah, we have some fun, nerdy shit specific cocktails for you.
Yeah.
And of course, if you're one of our Patreons and that makes you super excited, there's a series that you'd love some companion cocktails for, hit us up. It might take us a while to get around to it, but that's the whole goal, is that I love a themed cocktail for something that I'm into, and so it's just, let's do with that. It looks like, who sent, Pete sent us something.
Oh,
Pete, we'll check. I don't know when we last checked our PO box.
You know what?
A couple weeks ago.
Check it tomorrow.
I'm gonna just preemptively thank you. That's awesome.
Shoot. Well, I hope. Honestly, the mail is taking a long time right now.
Very that.
Very that. So we'll check that and let you know. And if we get something, we will definitely hit you up personally to thank you. So, thank you. Yes, preemptively, thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now I'm super excited.
Oh my God, we have to go check our PO box. Yay! Yes. So.
We will find that picture of your pup. All right. So if anybody has any other questions, we're gonna hang out for maybe another 10, 15 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
Depends if you got questions. But this is also maybe a good point. Our next episode is going to be a question episode.
Yeah.
So if any of you have questions that you would like, and if maybe we can't answer them like right now, it's a bit complicated. But if you've got like something that's a little bit more complex, you can ask it now in the chat, and we will come back to it on our next episode.
Great. Or you can tweet at us. You can, if you're on Patreon, you can always message us directly. It's really easy to check that. Otherwise, you can DM us on Twitter or Instagram. You can send it in the chat right now, and we'll look at that and catalog it. That's what I'm trying to say. Catalog it. For that. But so our next episode is going to be a Q&A. And if you have asked questions in the past on our Patreon and we haven't gotten to your question, we may be able to get to your question this time around. This will not be the last Q&A we do. So don't worry. Eventually we will get through all the questions.
Yes.
But if you have any questions for us right now, we can answer something.
Hang out for a couple more minutes.
Yes. Yes.
We got caffeine in our system. We got booze in our system.
It's we're here. We're wired.
I donated plasma today, so my
yes.
systems are all off.
You have a superhero armband because you're a hero.
An
antibody hero.
My technician. He went to the drawer to pull out my armband, and he held up like blue, purple, and like a red color, like it was a pinkish red. And he didn't ask me; he just kind of held them up against me, and then picked the purple. And I was like, "Is he?" I wrapped. He was like, "This goes best with your outfit." Thank you, sir.
It does.
Employee of the month.
Yes. It's very sweet.
Wow.
Yeah.
He deserves
I
everything.
appreciated that. I thanked him. I was like, I thought so too, but I didn't know that's what was happening. I didn't want to be that person that was like, oh, the purple,
Can I get
please.
He
You know,
knew. He knew.
wearing a lot of grays and blacks. Purple's a good offset without being
Yes.
audacious.
Yeah, I love that. It is perfect.
Yeah.
It is perfect. It just like it looks like it's just part of your fit.
Right. It's just like that would be a weird accessory. I don't know. Is that what we're moving towards in fashion? Like face masks and like donation bands?
I think it is, and I am not upset about it.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I think it's great.
Oh, good. We got some questions.
Wonderful. Yes. Any recommendations on shakers? Maybe really big shakers for making more than one Singapore sling at a time. I've just not been shaking the pineapple juice, you know?
I don't think I've ever worked with a shaker that's bigger. So I will say, like,
Don't you have that giant penguin shaker up there?
it's not any bigger than this. It just has a bigger
Really?
head on it.
It just looks
It looks
enormous.
bigger because it's got the top on it that is like just the penguin's head.
it's a penguin head.
Yeah. I mean, this is about the biggest as I've ever seen. This is pretty standard and it's also cheap. You can get these on like Cocktail Supply, Amazon, whatever.
But you could do you can do two cocktails
Oh, yeah.
at once.
Well, but
you-
he's talking Singapore sling, so that's a bit of a bigger drink. I mean, you know, because like you could use a bigger vessel. The idea with a cocktail shaker, the reason we use this is because the metal cools pretty rapidly. Like plastic doesn't cool quick enough, glass doesn't cool quite as quick as metal. So you want some sort of metal element to bring it down to temperature fast enough. Could you get around that?
Could you get like two like kind of like okay, hear me out.
If I were you, I'd just learn how to
A
double shake.
small bucket, two small buckets, two
No.
small metal buckets, and then you hold them with both hands and you just shake your whole body.
You could do that. I think we're talking about like how much.
I love how they just completely humored me.
I mean, I'm not gonna say no. Like, I'm not gonna say no to. I love that visual. I love the idea of somebody just filling up 2 buckets and being like, "Oh fuck yeah!" Like, I love that. I'm fine with that. I would be happy about that.
Great.
But
Send us a video.
I think like with this, I mean, you can definitely. I think you could still fit 2 decent sized drinks in these. And I mean, like I said, like at the bar, like for bigger drinks, sometimes I'll shake 2 at once and then mix them in equal parts over the same drink. Because the thing is you do want that surface area, like metal to ice contact area. And if you had a bigger vessel, you're going to be losing that contact point. And so you're going to not get the same dilution as you get. Obviously, you could figure it out what proper dilution is. But for like industry standards, any bigger vessel than this, like you're going to be getting to territory where I couldn't tell you exactly how to properly dilute it with a good shake.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean,
Get a second shaker is the answer to that question.
just double shake.
Oh, and there's another question. Okay. Odin Advocate. I'm sorry, the coffee is getting to me. Odin Advocate. Are y'all more liquor folks? I'm more of a beer person. I would say that for myself. I'm definitely more of a beer person. I do like craft beer. I am not always an IPA person, but that is something that I enjoy, like my drink of choice, like at the end of a long day, I do like a beer in a glass or in a can. I love cans. But I mean, like I like cocktails as well. I like liquor as well, but especially just like I'd say my summertime drink is beer.
Do you have any favorite beers?
I really like sours. Yeah, I really like sours. I like juicy IPAs. I don't like all of the IPAs, but I like juicy IPAs. I like the Juicy Bomb IPA. Other than favorite, I like, you know what, the other thing I like about beer is that I like to just go to the grocery store and pick out, like, if they have like the tall boys, like I'll pick out a couple cans and then I'll have, that'll be like it's really easy to split that with somebody, or like, you know, you could have it over the course of the evening. I don't know. I think in the winter time I like liquor more. I don't know why.
I'm an equal opportunity drinker. I love liquor. I love cocktails, but I do love beer as well. I'm one of those pumpkin beer people. I do love a pumpkin beer.
You do love a pumpkin beer.
I do. I know it's not cool. It was cool for a minute, and now it's not cool. But I still
make
love,
some nice ones. I do.
Yeah, like I love like the Southern Tier Pumpkin. I love the Warlock. I love sour beers. I love Ghosts. I love like super salty, slimy beers. Dogfish Head. They have like a black lime and sea salt beer that's amazing. I love barley wines. I love like super concentrated, like thick, weedy beers. I love wheat beers. I
love wheat beers.
I can't think of like I will say I'm not a huge fan of IPAs. Like I kind of tend more towards the sweeter beers. I love Belgians. Like I love like Allagash or
I like wit.
Yeah. I love La Fin du Monde. La Fin du Monde is one of my favorite beers. Yeah, I love those big heady Belgian beers. But really, when it's just like a big hop kick to the face, I respect it, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just not my palate specifically.
I think when I started drinking beer, I was drinking a lot of hoppy beer to kind of like expand my palate in that way, and that was definitely a good palate expanding experience, but I didn't land on IPAs as my thing. But I appreciate hops. Yeah, I feel kind of similar. I appreciate hops, but it's not really my thing. Malort.
Right. Jennifer says you were gifted a little bottle of Malort. How could you use it? I would start small. Use it as a rinse in place of absinthe. Try like a Vucare and do like an absinthe rinse or a Malort rinse in place of the absinthe rinse on your glass. Try it in a last word. Same deal. Like try it as a rinse and see how you feel about that, and then move up like in slow proportions. Like trying like a 1/4 ounce in a drink to provide that kind of absinthe bitter quality. Now, of course, the people of Jepson's Malort responded to us on Twitter and said mixing Malort is not okay. So
they said not to do that. But
they said no. They told us no.
We can do it.
I think yes is fine.
Yes is fine.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
And I think that's a good look up recipes that include absinthe, because they're obviously not a 1-to-1. They're not the same thing at all. But I do like plugging Malort in where I would usually use absinthe. So there was the starting direction.
Oh, plasma. Lauren used to work in plasma donations and would match people's outfits too. That's so nice.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you for making people fashionable.
Aww.
Any other questions?
Basic shaker. Don't get.
Just get a paint shaker. Yes. Just get one of those.
Oh my god.
if I showed up to that would be I feel like that's happened before. Some industrial New York loft party that's just too fucking cool, and there's a paint shaker shaking cocktails, and some dude is naked making a graffiti painting on the wall. That's happened. I miss the old New York.
Wow.
I don't know if that's true. I've never been to that party, but
I think I've been. I think
of course you would have been to that party. I was at home.
I was at that party and I said maybe I should go home. No, but actually also cool. What is your favorite movie on Shudder right now?
Favorite horror movie on Shudder right now? Oh gosh, I mean, I know it's cliche, but I think Host was fucking amazing.
Host is the quarantine.
That's
one?
the Zoom one.
Okay.
I thought it was
I
brilliant.
still need
It's
to watch
great.
that with them.
I loved that. I loved oh gosh, Blood Quantum. I thought was really good. I watched Random Acts of Violence the other night. I thought that was pretty good. I liked it on like a nerdy horror level that had Jordana Brewster from Disturbing Behavior, and then it also had one of the actors from Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods.
That was the Joss Whedon movie, right? Yes. Yes.
I think so.
So I like that it had some like actors from some of my favorite horror movies. But I think Host is my answer. I know that's not like the cool answer. I also really like the Lorda. I watched the Lorda recently, and that was a really not necessarily like if you don't like gore and you don't like jump scares. I like the Lorda because it was just creepy and atmospheric and beautiful, and also really like I think culturally important. So.
Oh, cool.
Shudder's been the best decision I've made. I'm
You
not
love
paid by
Shudder.
Shudder. I wish Shudder would pay me, but I'm also happier that they don't. So you can believe me when I say, if you're a horror fiend like me, you should get Shudder because holy crap!
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Okay, dry ice in a shaker. Bad idea.
Yes. It's gonna get so cold in here to burn your hands. Please don't do that. I have heard horror stories of bartenders using dry ice in any capacity. Like we used it once for Halloween where we put it in a punch and then we had to ladle it out. And it was like, we didn't serve anybody dry ice, but that was the concern all night long. Everybody else was relaxed and having a good Halloween. And all I could think was, please God, don't let anybody serve anybody dry ice. It's a really cool thing to play around with when you're at your home bar, but don't shake with it. Don't shake with it.
Oh, Voodoo Ranger. Okay, I'll check that out.
Oh, yeah.
I love
Voodoo
juicy.
Ranger's really good.
I haven't had that. Nice. Stouts and porters, I like some of them. I've had like a chocolate oatmeal stout that I liked. I don't really like porters and stouts aren't really my thing, but I appreciate that they're there and folks like them. I think I like trying them. I personally I don't know about like drinking a whole glass is my thing.
Yeah.
But I like them. I like trying them. I appreciate them. When we did when we did the Guinness tasting, I like Guinness, but I also like, I like some kinds of Guinness and some of them that are more like that are stoutier. I'm like, this is nice, but I don't think I can finish this.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe I'm a wimp when it comes to beer.
They're definitely like heavier like meals, but
yeah, okay.
I love those big roasty, like just I love Guinness.
Y'all like Clamato?
I like Clamato too. I can't drink it now because I'm a vegan, but I miss it.
I think I like it. I haven't had it for a while.
Like a chilada soap? No, that's a michelada. That's a old school michelada.
I mean, I like fishy Bloody Marys for sure. Maybe I like Clamato. I haven't had that in a long time.
I haven't had the Pumpkinator. Oh, Lucian has a pumpkino. That sounds like in my interest.
Wow. Pickles.
Pickle beer.
Martin House in Fort Worth makes a really good sour pickle beer. Okay. I'll check that out. That sounds great. Thank you for that recommendation. Yes. Sydney loves IPAs. Yes.
Good night, Michael.
Oh, good night.
I hope you're still here. I don't know how late we are on these questions, but
yeah. Ooh, cider. I love some ciders. Barley wine. These are great recommendations. We'll have to do like a fall themed tasting. I think that's. Ooh, there's so many things.
What is that? Wait, what did what? Put your finger on.
What did Malort call me?
I think Malort called me a communist.
Yeah, I think they did. Didn't they?
Okay.
Four Locos seltzer? Wait, Four Locos still makes things?
Of course they do. Of course they got into the seltzer game. We talked about these dudes. They're just a bunch of like bros that are. Of course they're going to capitalize on the seltzer market.
Oh wow.
There's so many seltzers out there. I don't really know what to do about it. I was into it, and I won't turn down a White Claw. Should, but. And they're 12% alcohol?
Oh my god. Wow. What is Maudite? Maudite. Have you heard of that?
Oh yeah, Maudite.
What is it?
It's beer.
Oh, cool. Oh, look at this stuff.
Oh, I've watched Scream Queen. Yes, Scream Queen is a great documentary about the queer star of Nightmare on Elm Street 2. It had instead of a final girl, it had a final boy.
Oh shoot.
And it was very gay. But
Nice.
I don't know. It's kind of a sad story. Like, it ruined this dude's career. He was gay, but he was positive when he made the movie, and he felt like the screenwriters capitalized on his sexuality and made a movie that was kind of homophobic. I mean, now if you watch it now, I think it's homoerotic. But Scream Queens, yes, is a great documentary.
Okay,
and it makes me feel better about enjoying Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Mm-hmm. Hey, if you want to start a beer podcast, I think you should do that. If you really love beer, I think that's a good idea.
We will shout you out if you do that.
Oh yeah, we will. Oh yeah, and I have had Guinness from the brewery in Dublin, and it is fucking good. Okay, like, it's true. There's something different about.
If you have not listened to our Guinness episode, you should, because we talk about why it's different. There are reasons, but it's actually reasons that we could control here in the States. We could actually pour the same Guinness, we just don't.
We don't care enough.
And we don't pour through it enough.
We don't pour enough. Yeah.
If you've ever wondered why Guinness tastes legitimately better in Ireland, check out our Guinness episode, which I think we did last St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, we did. Shoot, there's so many recommendations in here. Thank you for all these recommendations. We'll have to look back through this. Yeah. Can you do a backflip while drinking a Cosmo? You know what? I can't do a backflip while not drinking a Cosmo. So.
Oh, I realized how you meant that, but I thought you meant like the only way I can do a backflip is while drinking a Cosmo. Should be a lot. This is a fall themed episode. Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's coming up. So
I know somebody asked, I haven't forgotten, last week or week before last, about how to use pumpkin and a cocktail respectively, which is a challenge, but I think it can be done. So we'll definitely give you, it's coming up spooky season. I mean, I've already started spooky season.
It's already started in the stores.
Yeah.
They already have Halloween stuff out there. So yeah. Wow. I don't know. I mean, September is coming up. That's fall. We could start spooky season.
Well, speaking of Shudder is doing 61 days of Halloween, I think.
Good.
They're starting their Halloween party September 1st.
Thank God.
Straight through. And I already have. Like, I watch horror movies every night anyway. Yeah. So.
Yes. So I think this is about the time when we are going to say goodnight. Yes, Halloween should be year-round.
It is in this house.
In this house it is.
I mean, it's physically in this house. There are skulls everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Well, we will be doing some spooky things. I mean, last year we did 4 spooky themed episodes. Maybe we'll do even more.
We can definitely. Well, we will do as many spooky themed episodes as we can.
Yeah.
And also we're gonna do a little bit, at least the costuming part of it. We're gonna do year round because, like I said, we're gonna have those costume, cosplay, fun, nerdy episodes coming to you at least once a month, starting in September. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. I have seen a little bit of Over the Garden Wall. I've got to pick that back up, but thank you. That is on my radar.
Oh no, Grunge Bob Platt shirt just logged on. I'm so sorry that you missed this.
Oh man!
But I love your name. I love your name.
It's so good. It's so good. But we will be back. We'll be back next week.
Yes. We'll be back next Saturday. I think we just go and say that. Let's just for ease. Next Saturday, same time. It'll be your question episode is what we're gonna do. So if you send us a question about specific drinks, the drinks we'll be making on our live stream are gonna come from your question. So great opportunity for if you have a very specific drink related question that you want to know how it's made or whatever. Now's the time.
So send us those questions. You can DM us on Instagram or Twitter, or you can message us on our Patreon. Yeah. Well, that's it.
All right.
So good night. And yes.
All right.
Who have you been?
I've been Taylor Snow.
And I've been Liz June.
The whole time.
The whole time. We never knew. This has been
neat.
It's been so wonderful.
Thank you all so much. We'll see you next week.
Yes. End it.
End it.